what are the missing gaps that somebody could wedge themselves into and make a lot of money without a lot of experience, right?
The bottom third of the marketplace is getting eliminated. Because here's the thing, the gap between someone who's extremely intelligent and someone who's not that intelligent is bridged by AI, right? AI can kind of close that gap. This is a chance for them to create more revenue. We pay for a software that costs us $15 a month for AI, but that allows them to potentially bring tens of thousands a month to the company.
And I'm like, you're telling me you made over 10 grand an hour. Welcome to the YouTube channel. I've got Eddie Maalouf, one of my business partners on the channel. A lot of people will ask me, this is all honestly a selfish video because people will ask me, what does it look like behind the scenes? Who's running all this stuff that you guys are doing? Pace, how do you do all these things? One of the answers is Eddie Maalouf. Another selfish reason why I'm doing this video is because a lot of people will ask me when they meet Eddie out in the world, they go, Pace, are you really doing business with Eddie? Because Eddie says you guys do business together. The answer is yes. Let's watch this video. You and I, Eddie, do $30-40 million a year in revenue?
Yep, together. What
do you do for our team? How are we partnered up?
I am the lead on the paid marketing side of things. So from the ads to how our webinars run or our challenges run to even just the email marketing. When people get emails from Pace Morby, it's usually me and my team behind the scenes writing those emails.
You guys go.
To break the news to everyone.
I'm not the one writing the emails. I'm so sorry. Some people will send me a message and go, man, that doesn't sound like you. Or they'll say, wow, that was an amazing email. And I go, thank you. I spent a lot of time writing that. So Eddie brings a lot to the table. Eddie, what's the name of your company and what do you guys primarily do? Who's your customer typically?
So our company is called Bad Marketing, capital BAD. Stands for bold and disruptive. That's kind of how we try to operate. And we work with people like you, personal brands, who basically are selling courses or info products to better the world, to educate the world. And we partner up with people like you to grow them. So we're a marketing growth partner is kind of how we call ourselves. And we bolt on to people like you who have a lot of really good information, a lot of great community to put out into the world. We help accelerate that process to get it in more people's hands.
Where do you think the education business is heading in the next 10 years?
Look, I've thought this from 10 years ago as I went to college. So I graduated in 2015. I saw that the education system was, the normal public education system was just so lagged. In order for, if something new comes out, even on social media for advertising, it takes a decade for that to make it into a textbook or into a class curriculum. Whereas now we have access to information through YouTube for free and coaching programs like yourself for a little bit of money. And I think the industry and the world is shifting where people are more aware of that. You see now people in high school buying these kind of courses, people in early college education buying these courses. And they're starting to realize that I don't need to learn everything. I don't need to learn about history for 10 years straight. I don't need to learn about chemistry for 10 years straight. I just need to get really centralized and focus on one thing and one specific skill set like what you teach. And that's basically where I need to focus to be able to go and generate revenue and make a living for myself and make a career. And I think more people are becoming more aware of that. And more importantly, more parents are, because I think a lot of the pressure for college comes from parents. Even in my own family, especially as foreigners, parents were always like, you need to get a degree, you need to get a degree. And so I was the oldest, I was forced to get a degree, right? And at one point I could have dropped out, but I did it for my parents. Then my second sibling was
That's an immigrant thing though, right? Going to college for your parents?
Yeah, but I mean, dude, even here, even my white friends who are here, dude, they're told that that's how they go and get a job. Even career fair in college, that was so foreign to me because my parents always ran their own businesses. My friends were like, we're going to the career fair. I'm like, what in the world is a career fair? We're going to get jobs. I'm like, what do you mean to get a job? I thought we're just getting this degree to go start our own company type thing. And so there's a lot of things changing, but basically what I was saying is me as the oldest, I was required to go to college. My youngest brother, 10 years apart from me, my parents didn't even care. They're like, you don't need to go if you don't want to, because that's not where you're going to make money. And so I see it transitioning over time as parents and everyone starts becoming more accepting that you don't need a degree to make it happen.
Yeah, it's interesting how a lot of the courses I've taken can teach you how to make $100 grand, $200 grand, $500,000, a couple $1 million a year incredibly quickly compared to somebody going to school for 16 years, then they do a fellowship and a this, that, and the other to make $500,000 a year as a doctor, right? Or maybe upwards of $1 million. And I am starting to see a lot of the community members join our community. They're 16, 18 years old, and their parents, their mom is like, I bought your course for my son, and these kids are making money before they even get out of high school. Like the time frame when a new strategy comes out, because the real estate market changes, in my opinion, every 6 months or so. We've got a different market, buyer's market, seller's market. Things are going up, down, left, and right. And you can't learn real estate in school, right? It's almost like I criticize real estate agents where they only have a 2-week class and then they're forced into the industry. But the reality is, I think that's the best way to do it. It's like learn a strategy, go out in the field, start making money, and you'll learn everything on the job, right? But what's happening is the time a new strategy is implemented, by the time it hits a textbook, like you said, it takes a decade. Dude, the strategies have changed 50 freaking times by the time it ever hits that textbook. It's ridiculous. So now what we're starting to see is we're starting to see a lot more AI, and you're a marketing company. Okay, so you are helping get in front of people, and you're doing video edits, and you're doing copywriting. You're doing all these things that I think AI has already been integrated into really heavily. Like, people haven't lost their jobs that are tractor drivers and like bus drivers yet. I think that's coming in maybe 15 years. But people are doing copywriting, email marketing, they're doing video edits, they're doing all of the things that involve ads and whatnot in social media. What are you seeing in AI change right now? Or here's a better question. What are you guys starting to implement in your business to become more efficient utilizing AI?
Great. So there's a couple things. One, I think AI in my industry, it's funny because when it started, we're like, okay, AI is going to eliminate like super low skill jobs, right? And then what we noticed was it's actually eliminating a lot of the creative jobs. Like you said, copywriting, video editing, right?
Is it eliminating or amplifying?
Both.
Okay.
So I think it's amplifying. But what I was going to say is the bottom like third of the marketplace is getting eliminated, because here's the thing, like the gap between someone who's extremely intelligent and someone who's not that intelligent is bridged by AI, right? AI can kind of close that gap. But then it becomes like in business in general, right? It's like the percentage points that make a difference. So like I don't need to be 10 times better than the AI, but if I'm 20% better than the AI by taking what the AI gives me and then tweaking it from my own experience, that 20% now is way more valuable than it was before, because no one can create that 20% spread on the AI, whereas someone who's super experienced can. And so it's wiping everyone that's underneath it, because only the people who are extremely experienced at the top can take what the AI gives and then amplify what the AI is giving them. So the AI is doing the heavy lifting to step 8 out of 10. And then the experienced person can tweak step 9, step 10 to make it much more valuable. Whereas an inexperienced person is just
using the AI.
Exactly.
And what's happening is you can see their email come across and you're like, you used AI to write that. You used AI to do this. You used AI. It's so obvious. And the people who are skilled, like the people on your team, you've got an amazing email marketing gal that I got to hang out with a couple of weeks ago. So what you're saying is she is taking AI to get her to like 70%. And then because she's so skilled, she's taking the AI and she's adding her intelligence to that and taking it to a 10.
Exactly. And here's the thing, the AI, like as much as you feed it, it can know enough about Pace or enough about Pace's audience, but it's not going to truly know like someone who listens to all of Pace's stuff, watches all of Pace's stuff, reads all of Pace's stuff. It's just a different thing. As much as you output in AI, there's a human like emotional intelligence factor that AI is just short of. It's not there, and it's just short of, and I think it allows the more experienced people to take advantage of that. But some cool ways that we're using AI is like, for example, we just went through a huge merger, right? To make bad marketing from my company, someone else's, we came together. I was traveling the entire time that the team was creating the content for that. All of them were voiceovers of me talking about the announcement, all this stuff. None of it was done by me. All of it was done by AI. I didn't even record anything. The team just typed it out, put it into a bot that talks just like me, sent me the info. At one point I was like, when did I record this?
Wow.
And they're like, oh yeah, this is all done by AI, and no one could know. Even I couldn't tell. So that's some cool kind of tricks that we're using.
It's amazing because AI is really, I mean, it's been around for a good amount of time, but it's really only been on the scene for like 24 months. And we're already at a point where it's tricking you into believing that you actually did the recording.
Yeah, and me, my own self. Like,
you're
it's
like,
crazy.
dang, I don't remember ever doing that. Do the people on your team, are they fearful of potentially losing their job, or are they smart enough to go, no, dude, this is a way for me to like step out on ahead of the competition, and this is a great tool that we absolutely should be using?
Yeah, so in I want to say January or February this year, I had a all teams call with everyone in my company, and I basically educated them on all the ways that we should be using AI as a team. And I said, listen, AI is going to take a lot of people's jobs, but I expect no one in this company to lose their job to AI. I expect you to amplify your job and your output with AI. And if the only way that you're going to lose your job is not to AI, it's by not using AI to amplify what you're currently doing. And that is the only way, because you will become much less efficient than the next person who's using AI to amplify what they're doing.
You know, the one thing that I've seen AI do better than anything else is eliminate the procrastination. Okay, so for example, somebody says, oh, I've got to write a this or do a PowerPoint. I've got to do a this. I've got to create a script. I've got to write an email. I've got to do it. I got it. And they kick the can down the road. AI is one of these things that eliminates all of the hard stuff. And then now all you're doing is skimming, right? Which is pretty cool. I think it should just make everybody way more efficient and get their job done way faster. And the way I look at it is I go, if an employee figures out how to condense their 40-hour work week into 20 hours by utilizing technology, they should, if they are a driven individual, amplify their responsibilities by taking on other roles inside the company and going, hey, I got so damn good at my 40 hours, I condensed it to 18. I want to do other things inside this company so I can get paid more money. Is that something that you're open to at your company? 100%.
That's something that I encourage at my company. That is like top priority this year from January, February to December. Basically telling people that they can create, this is a chance for them to create more revenue. We pay for a software that costs us $15 a month for AI, but that allows them to potentially bring tens of thousands a month to the company. And if they are able to do that, I want to pass a portion of that to them and give them a raise for it and be able to provide them with more revenue for the responsibilities they're picking up.
Amazing. Do you have any upcoming brands or things that you guys are launching you're excited about?
Got to stay quiet, but I think there's a very important one here on the 18th of November. Are you familiar with it?
Yeah. I mean, that's like yeah, I am familiar with it because that's sadly, actually, I'm excited. I don't want AI to replace me, to be honest, but what Eddie's talking about is we have a training coming up on November 18th for Gator 3.0. If you guys remember the launch of Gator 1.0 back in 2022, we talked about Gator going all the way up to 7 strategies, and it's going to take me 3 or 4 years to unveil and unleash and train on all of those strategies. We are unleashing and training on Gator 3.0 on November 18th, which is like less than 10 days away, 7 days away. So if you guys want to be in that training, it's free, 10 o'clock a.m. Arizona time. We're the only state that doesn't change our time zones. How do you feel about being in Atlanta and having to change your clock twice a year?
Dude, Does it
make you rethink about not living in Arizona?
Dude, honestly, I only hate it because you guys don't change your time, because I hate you guys, because sometimes you're 2 hours behind me and sometimes you're 3 hours behind me, and I don't even know how to deal with it. You're like the problem child.
We are.
Who just does what they want to do.
We're the rebel. We're
else.
one of 2 states that don't change our time zone. So
who's the second?
Hawaii.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're like somewhere over there.
They're in their own time zone.
So they're basically like their own country way out there. Guys, so check that out. Arizona time. It's very important because we just had daylight savings time. Check out 10 a.m. Arizona time. You'll get an email to remind you. But come in, hang out with me. It's a live training we'll be doing on November 18th, unveiling Gator 3.0, which is business funding. I don't want to give it all away. We'll see you guys there. It's like an hour-long training. It should be really, really good. For you, any other brands, any other paces that you're trying to launch? Or if you don't want to say, are there types of people that you're looking for to help launch?
Just people who are providing a really good product in the marketplace, who are actually delivering what they're saying they're delivering. They're teaching people how to make money, become healthier, whatever it is, and actually generating those results.
Is that hard to find? Be honest.
It's very hard to find, yeah.
You're getting a lot of people in the education space that are just phonies.
I have hundreds of applications a week in the education space coming to our company, and
they're like, hey, Eddie, launch my product.
Even if their product is launched, we audit their product before we even work with them. And so a lot of times, like, our caveat in the contract is, hey, if we're going to work with you, you need to rebuild your product to this expectation within the first 30 days of us working together. Otherwise, the contract's not going to work out. Just as an example, right? Because, like, here's the thing. I can't give the name of this brand because he's a very big person that everyone watches, but we were doing the marketing for someone who's absolutely huge in the space. Can't say the name, but we're doing their supplement brand, and they brought the supplements to us.
Sorry, guys. I don't know about you, but make a comment down in the section. I'm going to try and guess this. But as he describes this to me, I'm trying to guess who it is.
So, person had a supplement company. They were selling supplements. And my team, basically, I told them to, like, give me, like, a huge report on how we're going to sell the supplement, et cetera. They brought me a 40-page report a week later, and I was, like, so excited. Let's see how we're going to sell this. And the entire report was why we refuse to sell this supplement, because it is not a good supplement and it's going to hurt people for what they're paying for it, and it's not worth it. And my team refused to sell that product. And so that's the level of, like, moral compass that we have internally as a team. And so, like, we will not sell something that is just for money, or, just to get transactions. We're here to try to provide better value to the marketplace and better value to the world. And part of why we love partnering up with people like you is because we're delivering a great product that's changing people's lives tremendously, taking them from like one horrible situation to an amazing dream situation. And we are able to amplify that and put that in thousands of more people's hands. And so that's what makes it fun for us.
It's like, as a visionary, I love hearing that, because it's like I'm sitting there on a whiteboard crafting out these things and looking at the real estate space and saying, what are the missing gaps that somebody could wedge themselves into and make a lot of money without a lot of experience, right? And, you launch this community, which we call Gator, and it's basically Gator is it helps amplify the sub 2 community and vice versa. They really are like the yin and yang, the finance and the real estate together. It's a deadly combination. It's so freaking cool. And then recently, like Abraham and I started funding those students deals so they can come in and go, I don't have to have any money. Like, you guys will literally fund the deals and do the deals with me, and you'll also do the paperwork for me. It eliminates all of the burden on them. And you get people like, we have a student, her YouTube video might have already popped out. 65-year-old lady makes $171,000 in 90 days. And I verify all this information.
That's incredible.
Dude, it's insane.
Like,
it goes
her whole
from
life she hasn't done that.
Her whole life she hasn't done that.
Yeah.
And what she was saying is, she goes, well, I got to quit my job so I could focus on this more. And I go, well, Elvira is her name. Why? Why do you feel like you need to focus on this more? How much time did you take to make that 171 grand? She's like, probably like 15 hours total. And I'm like, you're telling me you made over 10 grand an hour. How much more time do you need to do this? She's like, yeah, you're right. I'm just doing this in my part-time. Why do I need to do more? I go, you're a grandma, you're a wife. Like, why overwork yourself? You found something that works and makes you more than a full-time income in less than a couple of hours a week. And she's like, you're right. And as I'm saying this to her, I'm like remembering the whiteboard idea of Gator and what it was going to look like. I never imagined a 65-year-old lady learning something brand new and making that kind of money.
It's incredible.
It's insane.
It's insane, yeah.
And, for a lot of people that are watching and wonder, what does it look like on the back end of Pace's companies? Guys, I don't do any of the back end. I rely on high-level people, Cody Barton, Eddie, whole bunch of other amazing people that know their niche incredibly well and it's like, Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, Vlade Divac, all the people in the dream team. On the dream team, not everybody was trying to be Michael Jordan. Not everybody was trying to be Scottie Pippen. Everybody played their role perfectly, and it's magical when you bring magic people together. So appreciate you, dude. You're the freaking man.
Hey, this is nothing without you, man.
Oh, well, it's nothing without you either. It's an idea on a whiteboard, right? And for anybody that is trying to work with you, is there anything that, I know you get a lot of applications and you're very picky. I get that. But if somebody's watching this in the future and saying, I want to work with Eddie, I need somebody to launch a product for me that I think can change the world. One, how do they get a hold of you? And two, at what point should they reach out to you before, at what point should they be at before they reach out to you?
Look, reach out to me anyways, no matter what point you're at. I always do my best to give value to people wherever they're at. I wish someone was in that situation with me where I could reach out to these bigger people and they could tell me the next 2-3 steps to get to where that point is. So don't hold back from reaching out. If you're just starting or you actually have a super successful business, just message me on Instagram. I'm sure it's probably somewhere below this video. But if you want to work with our company, I would just apply on our website, badmarketing.com. Super easy to find. And then my team can.
How did somebody let you get that damn
you
domain?
Want to hear the story? Because
yes,
I've never
I do
actually told the
this
story. So we're trying to change names, and the problem is, like, from a trademark standpoint, like, you can always lose in court to first use. So even if someone doesn't have the trademark for a name, but then they've been using that brand name for like 2 years in America, they can take you to court even if you have the trademark and win it back. And so we're like, we need to pick a name that doesn't have anyone using it. And so we went through like 10,000 names, and we couldn't, every time we thought of a good name, we type in, there'd be like 7 marketing agencies using that name, because like anyone starts a marketing company from their mom's basement at this point.
Yeah.
That's how I started. And so someone made a joke, like, why don't we just use bad marketing? I'm like,
yeah, nobody would name themselves bad marketing.
Nobody. And so the username hasn't been used on Instagram for like 10 years. I got someone from Instagram to help me get it. The domain wasn't taken. Like, everything was just unused for bad marketing.
The domain was not taken for badmarketing.com.
No, it was insane. And so I was like, this is such an opportunity of a lifetime. Like, to be bold and disruptive. I want to be like the, liquid death for water, like how
Yes.
disruptive they are. That's what I want to be for marketing. And so
You're doing a great job. It was funny. I had somebody text me about 3 weeks ago, and it's a big influencer in the space, and they said, "Hey, Pace, I want to talk to you about bad marketing." And I was like, "Oh, did I put some bad marketing out? I'm like looking on my Instagram and I'm seeing what my team is posting. I'm like, I don't think we put anything really bad out. Did I talk shit about somebody I shouldn't have talked shit about?" And then I go, "Dude, can you send me the post you're talking about?" And he goes, "I'm not talking about your marketing. I'm talking about the company bad marketing. And I didn't know you guys had done the merger yet."
Yeah.
I was like, I have no idea who you're talking about. So he says, "It's Eddie." I go, "Oh, Eddie's the best, dude. Yeah, I love Eddie. He's great. They do a great job for us. We love working with them. They're phenomenal." And he goes, "Okay, dude. Wow, that's so weird." I go, "Dude." And then I said, who the F would name their company bad marketing? But you'll never forget it.
You'll never forget it.
And what I thought of when I heard it was Bad Robot from the TV show Lost. That's the production company put the TV show Lost together, and you'd see Bad Robot at the end of every episode. So I think it's a great brand. You guys are doing a great job, and you guys are going to kill it, dude.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate
Thanks
you
for
too.
everything.
Guys, follow Eddie. He's amazing. And also come and tune in for November 18th, our Gator 3.0 launch. If you guys want to make some money and you guys want to learn how to do it you want to build a business by funding other businesses, we'll show you guys how to do that in Gator 3.0 on November 18th, 10 a.m. We don't change our time zone. You probably do because you don't live in our cool state of Arizona. See ya.